Hey everybody, Bungsy here with another ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. If you're looking for a detailed breakdown of amps and volts and charge times all validated in Bungsy's Institute of Battery Technology, then I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. I'm not that guy. Instead, I'm keeping this high level. I'm going to introduce you to my old favorite battery bank, my new favorite battery bank, and a short, simple breakdown as to what I look for in a battery. Let's first talk about battery technology in general, though. Battery innovation is one of the slowest moving corners of the tech world. We're pretty much still using the same battery cell technology for decades now. So don't hold your breath waiting for some major weight-saving breakthrough. It ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Plus, there's nothing really proprietary in the industry. In fact, just like every other tech manufacturing sector, I suspect the battery cells are probably all coming out of the same Asian factories anyways. As for overall weight, the vast majority of the battery bank weight consists of the battery cells themselves. And again, given that the battery cells are pretty much all the same, the only way to really get a lighter battery is through innovations in the rest of the material making up the battery housing. Let's, however, not lose track of the fact that we ultralight backpackers are lunatics. The real world doesn't care if battery A is 1 ounce lighter than battery B. In fact, a lot of the branded battery banks on the market don't even list weight. Take a look. So, we are kidding ourselves if we think the major battery manufacturers care about weight as much as we do. Before I introduce you to my old favorite and new favorite battery bank, let's quickly talk about capacity. Obviously, the longer you're out there at one time, the more tech you carry, and the colder it is, the bigger the capacity you need. As a reference point, I'll take myself. I'm typically not out there for more than 4 nights at one time, and I carry an iPhone, a headlamp, an InReach beacon, and a GoPro. I'd say my bag of tech is pretty common. For this bag of battery-operated doodads, I find that 10,000 milliamps is perfect, and I define perfect as never running out. Now, not on that list is a high-end camera, a GPS watch, or Bluetooth earbuds, which I would say are the next 3 most common items you'll see out on the trail. Regarding cameras and camera batteries, I highly recommend carrying 2 extra fully charged camera batteries in addition to the battery already in your camera. Relatively speaking, camera batteries are super light, and you don't want to be tethered to a battery bank in order to be able to record video. Outside of costs, there's really no reason not to carry extra camera batteries. I keep a fully charged GoPro battery spare handy, and I charge the dead ones at night. Getting back to their battery bank, what this means is that if you follow this strategy, a 10,000 milliamp battery is probably fine regardless of how burly your camera is. So the only reason to consider jumping up to a 20,000 milliamp battery is if you're carrying some ridiculous tech like an iPad, speakers, or who knows what, or are out there for a week plus at a time. An important note, to get extra life out of your battery, you probably know this, but just to play it safe, be sure to keep them warm in colder temps. It's slightly annoying, but I actually go to bed with my electronic gear tucked inside my quilt, plus my water filter. And if it's super cold during the day, keep your batteries in your hiking mid-layer if possible, so that your tech benefits from your body heat, so it slows down their drain. Okay, so let's meet my batteries. My battery of choice down their drain. Okay, so let's meet my batteries. My battery of choice over the last several years has been the Anker PowerCore 10,000 Redux. I'll throw a link to this product in my video description below. It has a compact form factor, as you can see, and was the lightest I found at 6.52 ounces on my scale, and has most of the current day bells and whistles. Namely, it ramps up out automatically to very quickly charge each item, as well as automatically recognizes and trickle charges small items so as not to damage them or waste juice. What it does not have, FYI, is the ability to charge quicker when plugged into a wall outlet using a specialized wall plug. But it's the right size and lightest weight, which were my priorities. Well, along comes the Nitecore with its NB10000. Yes, the same Nitecore that makes my favorite backpacking headlamp. I'll throw a link up above to that headlamp review in case you missed it. As I mentioned earlier, form factor innovation, i.e. everything around the battery cell itself, is not a high priority for the industry. So when a vendor makes the time to prioritize this, the UL corner of my brain goes crazy. Nitecore uses the lightest material it could justify, namely carbon fiber, and thinned out the amount of material as much as it deemed, the housing still obviously sturdy and safe enough for use, to create a 10,000 milliamp battery that weighs only 5.18 ounces on my scale. Relatively speaking, that is a significant drop. Does it justify buying yourself a new battery? That's your call. I have a family that is always stealing my batteries, so my old Anker will not go to waste. I have a link to this new Nitecore battery as well in the video description down below in case you want to pick one up. What else is there to say about this battery? Unlike the Anker, this battery actually does support faster charging when using a specialized wall charger. It too also supports trickle charging for small electronics like your headlamp, but you need to manually activate that feature, FYI. So if you need a UL 10,000 milliamp battery for your kit, this is the one. This is the only one to consider. It's in a league of its own. And as we talked about earlier, I suspect it's going to be a long while, until there's another battery worth considering, worth replacing this. Well, that's all the time I need. Let's make the Dismount Ultralight as well, so bye for now.